Was Lois pregnant with Clark's child in Justice League? Did Barry actually reset the entire DC universe by accident? And was the Martian Manhunter hiding in plain sight the whole time? Hi, I'm Dylan. Let's celebrate the Age of Heroes. Superman's importance to the world. From the moment we see the Man of Steel's death retold from a different angle and perspective, you see the shockwaves that it sends around the world. Superman was Earth's most important hero, and now he's gone. There's a sense of loss and sadness in everyone as they process that he's never coming back. This is something that you never quite experienced in the theatrical cut, as it tried to make jokes about him being gone rather than truly display the actual impact of the event. Instead, the Snyder Cut highlights his influence on absolutely everyone, from the Amazons to the Atlanteans and even the people of Earth. Plus, you truly feel Lois Lane's pain even more, as she struggles to find herself or to return to her job at the Daily Planet. More significantly, there's a pregnancy test sitting in plain view, which might suggest that she's struggling for another shocking reason as well. Make no mistake about it, the spirit of Superman reigns supreme in this version of the film. Even when he's not around, you feel his presence and his importance to the story. By the time when he actually appears, in his sleek black suit of course, you can't help but pump your fist in the air and cheer because he's back in action. And seeing Henry Cavill in full flight again will only reignite the calls for him to return as the Man of Steel one more time. Would you like to see it? DARKSEID'S scary destruction. Judging by the footage from the trailers, it was evident that we were going to see DARKSEID'S first arrival on Earth. And we definitely get that in a big way. What was unexpected, but equally impressive, was seeing the new god's destruction of the world and CYBORG'S eerie premonition. Not only did we see him crush the usual suspects, but we also witnessed him take down a few unexpected foes too, which we'll be covering a little later on. The Snyder Cut didn't just treat Darkseid as a cameo or side note here, instead showcasing how insanely powerful and destructive he can be in taking worlds. If there's ever a Justice League 2, fans will likely be treated to even more of the Omega-powered villain who makes Thanos look like a Boy Scout. He wants the anti-life equation, and he will stop at nothing to get his clutches on it. CYBORG'S glimpse of the future signals bad news for the League, and is there anyone who can stop him if he has Superman in his corner? Lois is truly the key, but what happens if she's gone and Clark loses his way? Steppenwolf's true intentions. The theatrical cut showed Steppenwolf to be nothing more than Darkseid's lackey, but we never quite understood why he did what he did. If Earth proved to be too big of a conquest for him, he could have easily led his master to another planet, right? Well, the Snyder Cut finally uncovers the real dynamic between the two bad dudes. Steppenwolf severely disappointed Darkseid and needs to deliver worlds to his master as penance. At the same time, he just wants another chance to make amends with the big boss. Steppenwolf believes if he can deliver Earth and the anti-life equation to Darkseid, he can find himself in the ruler's good books again and back in the inner circle where Desaad now sits. More importantly, we understand that Steppenwolf can't return back home until he fulfills his mission, adding extra motivation for him to find the mother boxes and effectively unleash hell on Earth. See, it wasn't just his look that got an upgrade here, but his entire backstory too. Poor guy was basically banished from Apocalypse for messing up once. Sheesh, talk about ruthlessness. CYBORG'S quest for humanity. Years back, Zack Snyder said that Victor Stone was the heart and soul of his movie. It certainly didn't feel that way in the theatrical version, as he appeared like just another character in an ensemble piece. This time though, it's totally CYBORG'S film. The audience builds empathy with the character who's gone through so much at such a young age. He feels broken and questions if he's human or more machine. It's tragic how he constantly battles with resentment towards his father for saving him, but turning him into a cyborg in the process. However, beneath the surface, you'll find that he's a man with a heart of gold. He might look different from what he once was, but there's nothing wrong with his humanity. And the film is a journey of him finding himself and understanding that he isn't alone. He appreciates the gifts he has and learns how he can use them to help others. Zack was absolutely right about his purpose here. This is Victor's story, and about him finding hope in the darkest place. And speaking of hope, Batman finds his faith. One of the biggest sins of the theatrical cut of Justice League was turning Batman into a Superman fanboy. You struggle to believe that the Dark Knight is going to be putting up posters of the Man of Steel in his room after their bone-crunching battle in Batman vs. Superman. Instead, the Snyder Cut demonstrates how Superman helped Bruce Wayne to find his faith again, without drastically changing him into an overzealous fan. Bruce isn't as angry as he once was, and he's determined to keep his promise to Clark to make sure his death isn't in vain. You can tell that he's changed in a positive way and learned to be more optimistic about how men can be good. But he's still the tough-as-nails superhero you expect him to be. Let's just say it's a more nuanced character development rather than the 180 that tried to turn him into DC's own Tony Stark. In many ways, Bruce becomes the Batman that fans are the most familiar with, as he assembles and leads the Justice League and never loses hope, no matter how bleak it looks. Isn't that the very definition of a hero? The Flash turns back time. Look, we all know that the upcoming Flash film will be a Flashpoint adaptation that'll see the Scarlet Speedster change the course of DC movies. But Zack Snyder's Justice League could have already done that without anybody noticing. In this version of the film, Barry's actually too late to help Cyborg break the mother boxes apart, but he uses his super speed to go back in time and ensure it actually happens, therefore handing Darkseid a huge L as well as Steppenwolf's head on a silver platter. As we all know, however, going back in time has some serious consequences. What future did the Flash just alter unwillingly? The heroes are all smiles at the end of the film and it appears as if disaster has been averted, but even Batman can't stop having his nightmare visions. Maybe by defying the laws of time and space, Barry has unwittingly unleashed something far worse on Earth. He might have saved one timeline, but destroyed another in the process. If the Flash TV show has taught us anything, it's that Barry knows how to break timelines. The question is, just how bad is it this time? Martian Manhunter has always been there. It's been teased forever, but we finally saw Martian Manhunter reveal himself in the Snyder Cut. What was surprising was the way it happened. As soon as he shifts from Martha Kent to his true form, you wonder how many times the Manhunter has posed as others to help the League members in the past. He seems to have a strong affinity to Earth and wants to guide the heroes on the right path, but he's largely been doing it from the shadows or under the guise of others. It's a shame that we didn't get to see him become an official League member in the movie, but that was probably the plan for one of the future sequels. While it feels like Martian Manhunter's story should be explored further, it was a nice touch to see one of DC's most iconic characters make an appearance in a feature about its most cherished super team. Hopefully, we'll get to see more of everyone's favorite alien in an upcoming movie or series. Green with envy. Everyone remembers seeing a Green Lantern in the theatrical cut of the movie, but this version takes it a bit further. Not only is there a Lantern fighting in Darkseid's first invasion of Earth, but we also see a dead one in Cyborg's premonition of the future. And it looks like the fallen soldier might be the popular Lantern known as Kilowog. Undoubtedly, the inclusion of more members of the Green Lantern Corps just adds further to the mythology and lore of this film. As one of the biggest teams and sections of the DC universe, it makes sense that they should feature in a significant way. While it would have been welcome to see a Green Lantern team up with the Justice League in their fight against Steppenwolf and Darkseid's forces, the original plan was to introduce the heroes in their own film. Basically, this was just a teaser and some nifty world building to show you that they already exist in this universe. After all, their oath is, in brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. And they certainly didn't turn their backs here. Batman's strange new allies. The Snyder Cut is divided into 6 parts or chapters, but also includes an epilogue that'll have fans drooling about all the possibilities. Inspired by the Injustice video game series, the Nightmare scene showcases a world where Superman has broken bad and serves Darkseid. With many allies vanquished, Batman has built a brand new team consisting of Mera, Cyborg, Flash, and Deathstroke? In the current timeline, Slade Wilson and the Dark Knight are sworn enemies, so it makes you wonder just how bad things have gotten for them to team up. The cherry on the cake is that Batman also approaches his mortal nemesis, the Joker, for key information in this post-apocalyptic world. Even though they're technically working together here, there's no doubt about the bad blood between the two, as the Clown Prince tries to push the hero's buttons and get him to react. Shockingly, Batman also reveals in this conversation that Harley Quinn is dead in this world. It's a scary future in prospect, but it'd be interesting to see the heroes and villains team up against a greater threat and if they'd be successful or not. Could it happen? Well, if the Snyderverse is restored, then it's definitely more than a possibility. Tell us, would you like to see us cover more of Zack Snyder's Justice League? Let us know in the comments section what topics you'd like to see us explore. And while you're at it, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for some more awesome videos. Thanks for watching.